Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Ratliff Mandolins weekly production diary. I would like to start off this week's video by saying thank you so very much to all of the folks that made comment last week on the COVID video for a speedy recovery and well wishes. So many comments, and I really and truly appreciate each and every one, so thank you. It's been 10 days now since we first showed symptoms, and I'm nowhere near 100%, but I have improved enough so that I thought, well, this Monday morning I will come to work and I will see just how far I can get before I collapse and have to go back home. To that end, I'm going to take my time and go very slow and pick one little job and do that. And like I said, anytime I feel like quitting, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to start right here with this mandolin. This is mandolin number 2, and it was had 2 weeks ago. It had all the binding put on the back, and it just needs to be cleaned up and prettied up and sanded smooth and everything so that you can move on to the next process in its construction. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to sit right here and just take my time and sand and clean on mandolin number 2. And for those of you who are wondering, Bonnie is still sick as well. She got it, I gave it to her a couple of days after I started feeling bad. She started feeling bad, so she's about 2 days behind me, and she doesn't feel too good either. So just thought I'd mention that. Well, it's been about 3 hours. Number 2's all cleaned up, the sides and the back, down to 100 grit paper, and it's ready to go in the box and await the next step, which is to put the fingerboard on. And I am just about worn out, so I'm going to head back to the house, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so yesterday I got everything done that I intended to get done on mandolin number 2 before I wore down. And it is now Tuesday morning, and I'm going to try the same thing with mandolin number 7. Mandolin number 7 is, there are 2 master models in this batch. That means that basically they get 3-ply binding front and back. And mandolin number 2 is one of them. Mandolin number 7 is the other. So this one hasn't had the binding job started. I think I'm just going to stay in the same place. I've got a nice big wood fire built in there, and it's nice and warm. And I'm just going to work on the binding channel for mandolin number 7 until I wear down or I get it done. So that's where I'm headed right now. Okay, the main channel has been cut now for mandolin number 7, and it's time to cut the secondary channel for the black, white, black strip. However, this has taken long enough, and I've had it for the day, so I'm going to come back tomorrow morning, which will be Wednesday, and try to finish this job up. Okay, I'm ready for round 3 this week. We're going to try to get the first piece of inner black, white, black on mandolin number 7 here. It is Wednesday morning, but the first thing I'm going to do is build a fire because it is icy cold in here. Now, by the end of the day on Wednesday, I did indeed get that inner strip, the slot cut, and that first inner black and white black strip glued in, as you can see. And before the end of the day, I actually put a back on one of those extra A styles that I have in a box, the bodies, and we actually fit a back here, and I got a back glued on one of those extra A styles. So it's pretty much quitting time. I've puffed it through the whole day. So see you tomorrow. Okay, we're going to lump Thursday and Friday in together because it is Friday afternoon and I didn't shoot any video yesterday. Yesterday I left early because in an attempt to get back to a normal lifestyle for us, Thursdays is generally our trip to town and the grocery stores and all like that, and that's exactly what we done yesterday. And so I worked all day today as well, and got all but the last 2 inner pieces of binding put on mandolin number 7, and then spent the rest of the time putting binding strips on fretboards and trying to get those things ready, because basically the next steps are going to be try to get the fretboards on the mandolins in this batch. So that's pretty much been my week. All is back to being well again. And so we'll look for you next week on the next episode of the Ratliff Mandolins Weekly Production Diary. Look forward to seeing you then, and goodbye for now.